Dog Brothers. If anybody doesn't know, that's like listen to the podcast, what Dog Brothers is. There's a difference between Dog Brothers and Dog Brothers Martial Arts. Dog Brothers is a sweaty bunch of psychopaths with sticks that go out, into the park, and we hit each other and we try to bend but not break, right? So a lot of the times in a real situation where you're really testing your art and you're going a little bit harder than sparring and you get into this fighting world with sticks, and all I'm wearing instead of, remember the WeCaf helmet?
Yeah.
With complete head protection. Well, we wear a fencing mask. These cats that started this off, like Mark Denny and Top Dog and Salty Dog and Pappy Dog, original Dog Brother guys, they had pre-Ralph Nader masks, they call them. And it's like those old antique fencing masks. And like when you look at those guys as fencing masks, the old timer guys, it looks like, the only way I can describe it, it looks like it's had the L punched out of it. It's like got a big here. Like modern day 3 weapons masks.
Yeah.
Mark calls them Ralph Nader masks because they do provide a little bit of protection. I mean, not a lot, but a little bit. So anyway, you get this point where you're really fighting, right? And if you do it for long enough and you do it hard, there's moments in the same way that you can find moments in Zazen when you sit for hours and days. We call it in Zen sesshin. So you'll go to the Zen center and you'll stay at the Zen center for 3 or 4 or 5 days. And you'll sleep in the Zendo on a mat and you'll eat oryoki style. An oryoki style is community food based. The whole 5 days is in silence. You don't speak to each other. So everything is done in community and silence without words. You eat the same super light meals. So like if you look at me, you can't see me standing here, but I am not a 1,200 calorie a day kind of guy. I'm more like a 2,800 calorie a day kind of guy, or maybe lots more. But, so limited sleep, getting up at 4:30 in the morning, going to bed at, 9 or 10 o'clock at night. And then you sit facing the wall, 40 minutes, meditative walking for 10, 40 minutes, meditative walking for 10, 40 minutes, meditative walking for 10. Then you get to have breakfast and then a little bit of ceremony, and then 40 minutes, 10, 40 minutes, and by then it's like 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, and your brain is starting to quiet down because your body has physically been tempered, disciplined, and you know what it feels like to sit like that. It's very painful, right? Physically. So you have to temper yourself physically. Part of it is because...
That's fascinating.
I'll talk to you about suffering a little bit more, but
yeah.
You go through this whole process and you do it all day, and then they give you a talk. It's called a Dharma talk, right? And your brain is ready for something, and it's ready for a teaching at that point. Then you can really listen. Most people talk to God like this. Dear God, please give me a Corvette, and don't tell my wife, but also a hot side piece. And I also would like some Indian buffet today. And you know what I mean?
We're putting it in order. Like. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, this is important stuff, right? And you travel through your experience, and you only show up for him when you need something, right? On a random Wednesday, you don't be like, get down on your knees and be like, I'm super grateful for this one, man. It was cold, clean water out of the tap. I had a square meal. I got to train martial arts. I talked to my kids on Skype. Thank you, right? It's when you want something, like you go looking for this guy, in the sky, right? So if you can sit there, though, quietly, this energy of the universe that we call God or whatever the label is, right? And if you listen, then you can listen for the instructions on being that lifeboat guy, right? How do you help? I think that's when your moments come clear. Like you hear a guy like Tesla, where'd your ideas come from? And Tesla is like, I don't know. I was just sitting there and they like appear in my brain. It's like it's being fed there by the universe. These things that are just revolutionary. And I think if we can be quiet, and he talked about this too, about the importance of this solitude and this quietness. And lots of people that really think about how this information appears in our brain, we're channeling, right? And how do I channel the instructions from the creator? Well, it's by listening. I have to shut up And you can tell after 38 minutes, it's kind of hard for me to shut up. So
Hard for all of us. That's why you're here. I'm fascinated, Terry. Thank you for coming on, man.
no.
Yeah.
So that process of what you're doing, and what you're doing is subtracting, not adding. All of that is subtraction. You're not building something up, you're subtracting stuff. You're taking pieces of the puzzle away. And then if you go, okay, that's half of me, and then the other half is the dog brothers side of it. And that's real contact stick fighting. You haven't protected anything until somebody whips one at your head, backhand horizontal, head high as hard as they can, really trying to hit you. And Mark says, what are you really protecting? And everything else peels away, and you're present in the moment right then out there in that park. And that has a tendency, especially when there is a lot of biological pain penalty involved afterwards, where you're just like, you're more present, capable, and able in the next moment. And then you're able to see more clearly on that same bodhisattva role.